I know, Emmy, you had a question that you wanted to ask.
Yes. Are you afraid of white people?
Oh, whoa.
That's what I love
Wait
about
a second.
children. Emmy, that is a phenomenal question. I'm not afraid of white people. I am cautious of white people. I think about water and electricity. Water, necessary for life. Electricity, it's also necessary for life. But I do understand if those two have a negative interaction, it could be lethal.
Dang.
So let's talk about Emmanuel Acho, the guy who graces our TV screens with his presence on those sports commentary shows. You know, the ones where people argue passionately about whether a touchdown celebration was too flashy or if a referee needs glasses. Acho himself has always had a bit of a liberal vibe on those shows, but recently he's taken it to a whole new level. And folks, this one takes the cake. I don't know how some people manage to pull off saying the things they do and still get a pass, but here we are. Now, I've been here yapping away about black people, and sure, some folks get all riled up, accusing me of talking too much about it. But hey, the talk spectrum is like a vast open highway, from saying ignorant stuff about struggling black folks to the more sophisticated musings of the middle class. But here's the kicker. We've got the big shots, the leaders of our community, the millionaire football players with contracts that could probably fund a small country. And what are they doing? Talking nonsense on TV. It makes you wonder why I've got to open my mouth and say something, doesn't it? So, let's take a stroll and cue up a clip of Emmanuel Acho on one of these shows. Acho surrounded by his fellow talking heads, and they're chatting away like it's a group therapy session. And what's he saying about white people? Well, folks, buckle up because we're about to roll the clip and dive into the comedic gold that is Acho's take on the pale-skinned population.
Oh, Emmy, you had a question that you wanted to ask.
Yes. Are you afraid of white people?
Oh, whoa.
That's what I love
Wait
about
a second.
children. Emmy, that is a phenomenal question. I'm not afraid of white people. I am cautious of white people. I think about water and electricity. Water, necessary for life. Electricity, it's also necessary for life. But I do understand if those two have a negative interaction, it could be lethal.
Dang.
Wow.
And so,
Hold up, what I just heard has me scratching my head like I'm trying to solve a Rubik's Cube in the dark. We've got this guy comparing water and electricity, and I'm thinking, did he just stumble into a physics class after too many cups of coffee or what? This dude is throwing around analogies like he's a philosopher on a sugar high. So, there's this Waco couple on some TV show. No idea what they're up to, probably building pillow forts or something, and they're on a panel with Acho. Picture this, a bunch of kids around, and these little humans are armed with questions. One of them throws a curvy ball at Acho, asking if he's scared of white folks. Acho, being the wordsmith he is, goes, "Nah, not scared, just cautious." Hold on, it gets better. Acho, in his infinite wisdom, decides to compare white and black people to electricity and water. I'm like, wait, are we in a science class or a comedy show? He's dropping knowledge bombs like he's Einstein, saying that electricity and water are all cool solo acts, but when they come together, it's like a cosmic disaster. Buddy, did you miss the memo that we're talking about people, not physics experiments? I can't help but imagine if the roles were reversed. A white person in Acho's shoes and a little kid asking if they're scared of black folks. Picture the white dude going, "Not scared, just cautious," and then pulling out the electricity and water analogy. Cue the laughter, right? Nope, because that person would probably vanish from the face of the earth. You stick your tongue on a 220-volt outlet, and it's lights out, my friend, both literally and metaphorically. Now, let's roll the rest of the clip and see if Acho drops more science, or if the adults in the room continue with their ahas and oohs like they're at a philosophy stand-up show. Comedy or conspiracy, folks? Let's find out.
when I still might use my cell phone charger in the bathroom. You know, as a female, you still might use your curling iron or your blow dryer next to the sink.
Sure.
But you have to remember, if those two things ever have a negative interaction, it could be lethal. So I'm not afraid of white people. I'm just cautious. And I think the beautiful
All right, let's dive back into this because our man here is dropping wisdom. And he's doing it in front of kids who probably still think cooties are a real thing. So he starts off with a classic curling iron next to the sink move, and casually throws in the idea that someone might be scrolling through their phone while sitting on the porcelain throne. It's like a comedy routine, right? But here's where it gets real. He's basically saying, hey, we might be sharing the same spaces, church, work, bars, restaurants, but don't get it twisted. Just because we're in the same place doesn't mean we're on the same page. It's like that awkward moment when you're at a party and realize you're the only one who got the memo about the dress code. We're coexisting, but there's this unspoken friction he's talking about. Now, our man Acho is not saying he's scared of white folks. Nah, he's cautious. It's like when you see a sign that says, wet floor. You're not scared of the floor, but you sure as heck are going to be careful. He's breaking down the presuppositions here saying, I'm not afraid to mingle, but I've got my guard up because, it might get a bit messy. And here's the punchline. He's not dramatizing this stuff. He's not pulling a Shakespearean monologue about fear. Acho is like, look, I'm just being real. It's not a fear of mingling. It's a caution born out of experience. Now we're about to roll the rest of the clip, where he ties all this wisdom into how adorable kids are. Trust me, it's like stand-up comedy meets a life lesson. You're gonna love it.
Of children and about children is that we learn things as kids and it develops us as adults,
Sure.
which is why you all being here with your children is the most powerful.
And guess what? That's exactly what went down with him. He absorbed all these wild notions about race when he was knee-high and carried them into adulthood like it was his trusty sidekick. If some kiddo came up to me and popped the question, hey Brandon, are you scared of white folks? I'd hit him with a dose of reality and say, nah kiddo, I ain't scared of nobody because I've got God on speed dial. I mean seriously, fearing someone cause of their skin color? What's that even supposed to mean? It's like being afraid of someone because they prefer pineapple on their pizza, utterly irrelevant. People, my friend, come in all colors, and you can find the good, the bad, and the downright wacky in every shade of the rainbow. So, I'm not shaking in my boots over anyone's complexion. I just steer clear of the evil masterminds and stick with the folks doing God's good work, easy as pie. So, here's the deal, kiddos. No matter what anyone blabs, liking or disliking someone based on their skin color is as silly as a cat trying to play the piano. I'd even throw them a curvy ball and ask, imagine if I was an Oreo, the vanilla side, and you asked me if I didn't dig the chocolate side. Doesn't sound right, does it? But you know what's wild? Based on my roller coaster of a life, I've come to this zany conclusion. Black folks might just be the kings and queens of the racism circus in today's world. Now, hold your horses. I wasn't around when dinosaurs roamed. But ever since I started counting my birthday candles, people have been dropping truth bombs on me. And you know what I think? Black folks are like, society, you're doing it wrong. Let us show you how to be extra good at racism. Not because we're born with it, mind you. Society just hands us the script, and we're like, alrighty then. White folks, bless their souls, can stroll through life focused on school and whatnot, while black folk, oh no, they've got this dark cloud of historical baggage, injustices, and some good all resentment following them around. It's like being stuck in a never-ending soap opera where the white man is the villain, and they're just trying to figure out who killed the neighbor's cat. Even if you're living in a neighborhood where the only white folks you see are on TV, you're still side-eyeing them like they planted a time bomb in your spaghetti. It's crazy. So you've got this successful football star, probably married to a rainbow-colored unicorn, and he's still side-glancing at white folks. Oh wait, is Acho's girl white or black? Phew, she's black. Crisis averted. Couldn't handle it if he was lecturing us with a white wife. But seriously, it's like a sitcom where the punchline is black and brown folks playing the racism game just as much as anyone else. Remember, the conversation doesn't end here, perfectionists. It continues with each like, comment, and share. Stay informed, stay engaged, and let's keep the dialogue alive. Until next time, this is American Perfectionist signing off, because the world is a stage, and we're all players in the grand political drama. Remember, the quest for a more perfect union never ends. Keep striving, keep questioning, and let's continue this journey towards a better America together. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and always aim for perfection.